Hello YouTube, this is Lewis Trans, aka M25, aka Lewis JM, and I'm pretty sure most of you might notice that I'm a big wrestling fan. You can tell by the WrestleMania 39 jacket and the AEW cap. I've been I've been watching wrestling since late 2000s when Sunday Night Heat was on MTV. You know, the channel that was supposed to be about music videos, but now it's becoming more of a reality-based BS. Ever since then, I've been watching nothing but WWE, and then later on, I was slowly starting to watch other types of wrestling promotions. Started watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, started watching Ring of Honor, then of course the AEW thing, and then suddenly Impact became a thing. Well, that I would say Impact until they decided to change it to TNA for some stupid reasons, considering that the origins of TNA was a bit questionable at best. But anyways, I'm pretty much going crazy with wrestling from time to time. So much so that I'm starting to get a little bit of fatigue on that one too. Just like my superhero movie issue 2 weeks ago. Now, I think one of the reasons why I'm getting through with wrestling fatigue is because I've been slow going with the wrestling content. At the time of recording, of course, is when I'm starting to watch most of the 2022 wrestling content, when currently it's right now 2024, which, oh boy, considering what I've been going through a lot lately between my work and then all my activities and all many other things in between, gets a little difficult. Combine that with the fact that I'm watching shows that I wanted to watch, and yeah, you get yourself pretty much a hands-full experience as to how much wrestling you're watching. Currently, I'm watching not only WWE, but also AEW and Impact Wrestling, or TNA. You see, this is the confusing part on Impact, or TNA as it's called. And of course, the reason why I was watching TNA was once Kenny Omega won that AEW championship in 2000s, and they wanted people to tune into Impact Wrestling just to see Kenny Omega. I like everyone else thought, okay, good, we might get a chance to see a crossover between two brands. We did technically get a crossover with the Private Party, but other than that, there was no Impact wrestlers coming from the other side before. That is, of course, before the whole Impact thing. I know I know that Brian Cage was part of Impact and then went to AEW. But then we also have but it's mostly all the Kenny Omega stuff because they didn't have any other credible wrestlers to fill. Yeah, that's it. And it does continue to get worse, because pretty soon I might have to watch Ring of Honor. I never watched much of Ring of Honor due to the fact that it wasn't connected to anything. But then when Tony Khan decided to buy Ring of Honor and to get its library, that means I might have to consider watching it, because during the whole 2023 issue, 2023 issue, you had Ring of Honor wrestlers competing in AEW and a lot more screen time as it is. So, yeah, it is quite, pretty soon I might have to get started watching, like, the Ring of Honor shows and the like. And then, not only that, but I haven't got around to seeing Collision yet. And I will start to watch it sometime soon. But giving the current circumstance with what's been going on with CM Punk, his firing, and due to so many crazy shit that's been going on, yeah, it's a major handful experience. Even I cannot understand. So I might have to watch that as well once I get around to it. Other than that, I feel like I'm going insane with all the wrestling stuff it's because you gotta have to watch week after week of shows just trying to see what's gonna happen. Now, don't get me wrong, I do catch up on recent events during wrestling. It's just that I want to watching through my content on a week by week basis. And trust me, I had a good thing going with Raw and SmackDown, and then suddenly NXT and AEW happened, then suddenly TNA/Impact happened, and then Rampage. So that's like a lot of content for me to try to follow, and not easy to follow due to multitude of reasons. And it's getting harder and harder trying to keep up with all this stuff. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mess depending on what's gonna go down. Not to mention that WWE, I'm trying to it's getting harder and harder to watch. Again, I'm in the 2022, so this is like believed to be one of the toughest years I have to go through. Even more tougher considering that I'm still observing the whole Roman Reigns title run. Oh yes, the Roman Reigns situation. Let us discuss about that. I understand that Roman Reigns coming back, wins the Universal Championship during the early years of the Thunderdome and during the whole pandemic issue. Then the whole tribal chief persona and the whole acknowledgement BS and everything. And 2021, well, let's just say that was the best year, even with a few slightly flaws. But when I continue to watch Roman's title reign, I'm like, it's getting harder and harder to watch, considering he's the only person that's being on the top of the mantle. And it will get worse considering I'm going to be reaching the whole WrestleMania 38, which means I'm going to have to see the unification, which means less and less time, which means the Roman Reigns being the new Brock Lesnar, only showing up whenever he feels like it. And it's getting hot, and he wrestles less and less. It is becoming a frustrating issue. To me, I think 2023 would have been the year Roman drops the belt to Cody. Like everyone else. Because we all thought WrestleMania 39 would be Roman's final match as a Universal Champion. But then, of course, they decided to just screw it all over and just let him keep the belt for much longer for two reasons. One, so he can reach 1,000 days. And then for two, because of the whole TKO merger going on, and I'm taking that they needed him to become the new face for it. Both of those things shouldn't even happen. And believe me when I say this, having him keep those belts, and then having WWE deciding to just bring back the World Heavyweight Champion as a consolation prize is complete and utter BS, even for me. Now, I get it. I get maybe they want to do it one more year just because of WrestleMania 40, which I will be watching. And of course, we all thought that Cody would get one more match out of it, considering that CM Punk, who came back to the WWE, would face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. That part makes sense. But then, of course, The Rock decides to show up. Okay. I can understand the whole notion and idea of The Rock facing Roman because of the whole tribal chief thing. But to me, under all honesty, it feels like that they shouldn't do this to begin with. because they had their plans for WrestleMania 39 because it was in Hollywood, and that The Rock is a Hollywood star. But unfortunately, considering they didn't have an idea of what to do with that match, they decided to give it to Cody, which he could have won the belt in the first place. And now we're going to get this match at WrestleMania 40. Well, I don't know yet. We don't know what's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. We don't know what's going to happen at Elimination Chamber. I mean, we know that both Rock and Roman won't be at the Elimination Chamber, but still. There's a lot of people are worried that this is going to be one of those matches that's going to be so bad that people aren't going to care about it. And there's good reasons. Because you have two possible worst case scenarios for this Undisputed Universal title bout between the two. The first worst case scenario is going to be that if The Rock pins Roman and wins, that means he gets to be the Undisputed Universal Champion, and considering he's Hollywood, he won't show up in the company only on selected dates, like say SummerSlam or Survivor Series or the following year's Royal Rumble. It's kind of like the whole Brock Lesnar situation in a way. Because considering he's a big Hollywood star, and the fact that we might get a Hobbs and Shaw 2 during the whole Fast series, yeah, a lot of people, yeah, it's going to be a tough pill to swallow considering between the guy that rarely wrestles and the guy that doesn't wrestle at all and would become the new Goldberg appearing on selected dates would be difficult, would be a tough thing to watch, and a lot of people tune out. And another thing, and the second worst case scenario, is that if Roman beats The Rock and retains, that means we're going to have another year of him holding on to that belt until like the following WrestleMania, which I need to say, I think people are getting tired of the Roman Tribal Chief thing, even as it is. I mean, how long will he keep that belt for, huh? How long will until he drops it to someone else? Are they waiting until he beats Hulk Hogan's title reign, or Bob Backlund's title reign, or better yet, Bruno Sammartino's title reign? Because if so, and this is something I'm scared to death over, it will take years for him to beat those reigns, and people will get tired of it and will tune out, considering that he will continue to hold on to it until any of those types of dates, or worse yet, if he dies unexpectedly. I know deep down inside that they might consider having Cody Rhodes getting involved and make it a triple threat match, but I don't think you really need a triple threat match. I know it worked in WrestleMania 20 between Triple H, Shawn, and Chris Benoit because, well, it's supposed to be big Chris Benoit's moment. And it worked even better with WrestleMania 30 while you insert Daniel Bryan into the title match between Batista and Randy Orton because, well, a lot of people aren't behind Batista and they didn't want to stink of a main event. So, yeah. But let's be honest, Cody doesn't deserve to be in a triple threat match between two Samoans because he's gonna be like the third wheel in this whole situation. If you put him in like a match with Roman and have Rock as a special enforcer, okay, maybe that will work. And say Rock will screw Roman and Cody will win it all, and it will lead to like a Rock Roman feud at SummerSlam. But be honest, no one wants to see another triple threat. I know they do this every 10 years, but it would be better if you have Cody versus Roman, not Rock versus Roman, or a triple threat between Roman, Rock, and Cody. Just saying. Jesus Christ, I'm going overboard on the whole Roman thing when I'm still discussing about wrestling fatigue. Whew. Still, at the end of the day, the wrestling fatigue is too much even for me to handle. I'm watching too much Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, Impact Wrestling, and Rampage, and NXT by the week. And it's getting difficult to watch considering my real life issues. So, and with me going to watch Ring of Honor and then Collision, it's going to be very, very tough to go through, especially if I need to watch other shows that I've been having in the back burner in between. Bottom line, wrestling fatigue is real, just like superhero fatigue, and trust me when I say it. If you're like me and you're tired of watching all this and you still need to watch it, then yeah, we all have a problem. Hopefully you like this little blog and random rant on the whole Roman situation. If you have your thoughts on wrestling fatigue, if you're a big wrestling fan, you can leave me a comment below and then a like as well. Again, this is Lewis Center Trans, aka N25, aka Lewis JM, signing off. Hope you enjoy this video, and stay tuned for more along the way. # where are the good cartoons?